if I began in 2025, what would be the steps that I would take with my new shop? I want to say that the landscape of Etsy is always changing. There's always new updates and ways the algorithm works, but there are some consistent habits and things that you can do in your business that has reigned true for every single year I have sold on Etsy. If you are looking to start this year or you've already started, this is a great time to be watching this video because I'm going to be going over some concepts that I have taught in the past few years that have gotten my clients, students, and people I've worked with in the past few years. And it's not just something I'm making up for a video. This is actually based on the things I have taught my previous clients and students and people who have been a part of my courses. A student named Shay in my Print on Demand Academy, she hit 100 orders a day within her first year of selling on Etsy. I've had clients and students like Jen who have gotten 5 figures in their businesses, and this is essentially what we are going to be going over is my simple guide to starting and growing your shop this year. Outside of that, I also do have a free print on demand crash course training. So this is a completely free course. If you haven't started yet, highly recommend just checking that out, joining the course and getting started. And I know there's a lot of I don't know what I don't know when you first begin with an Etsy and print on demand business. I answer most of those questions and things that you might be thinking and hesitant about starting because you don't know what you don't know, and I highly recommend checking that out down below. First of all, I want to talk about the 3 phases that you will most likely go through and what I recommend to you when you're starting your Etsy and print on demand journeys and businesses. So first stage is the planning stage. Second is the launch stage. Third is the scale stage. So these are all different phases and stages of your business that every single entrepreneur is going to go through. When we are planning in our first phase, this is the phase that is probably one of the most significant phases because first off, one thing a lot of people skip is mindset. And I'm going to take a moment to quote one of my favorite authors, which is James Clear. So James Clear is the writer of the book Atomic Habits. And if you are beginning with your Etsy and print on demand business, highly recommend, honestly, I feel like this book would be mandatory for anyone watching. If I was able to make it mandatory to get to the next section of this video, that would be great because the book Atomic Habits by James Clear goes over that your habits that you are doing daily are basically so significant, and by you not figuring out the habits that are going to help you in your life to become successful at whatever you're looking to become successful with, then you're not really going to make any changes or any significant changes that are going to impact your future. In James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, he states winners and losers have the same goals. I remember it was almost disheartening for me to hear that the first time I read that. I was like, oh my gosh, what if I'm a loser? What if I'm not going to win? And you don't have to imagine or envision that it's really black and white as far as there's winners and losers. I think there's a whole spectrum. In my interpretation of what James Clear has written here is that what is going to separate them is the actions that they are consistently taking over time. Now, here's my second book recommendation for those of you, which is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. This is the second book that really changed my philosophy on what I was going to do and the direction I was going to go in my business. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, I highly recommend checking out. I'm going to link both books down below. In that book, it's about that every single action that you take every day is compounding whether you realize it or not. Let's say that you are deciding to sleep in a little bit later when you could wake up a little bit earlier, maybe go to the gym. That's an action that you are deciding on, maybe subconsciously, but you have decided on it and that's what you're doing every day. And then eventually those small actions, which honestly, they're kind of big actions, will compound over time to the point that you may hit your fitness goals, right? Mindset and the habits that you set right now are everything. So when we're in the planning phase of our Etsy and print-on-demand business, I want you to, first of all, look at your everyday life. How can you change it to become the entrepreneur you want to be one day? And this is something I did, and I highly recommend. I am either posting the video before this or after this, so you might need to subscribe to see the video come up. But this video is what I gave up as a new entrepreneur and what I gave up in the short term for the long term. And one example I'm going to give you that I gave up in the short term was I gave up my days off and my weekends. So when I had a day off of work, I worked 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes even 7 days a week, because I was a on-call healthcare worker. On my days off, I know this sounds awful, but I would work on my business, right? And that's how I changed my life to reflect my goals, right? And this was a hobby of mine almost. I enjoyed building my Etsy business. And that's something to hopefully take out of this video for those of you is you do need to make those trade-offs, and sometimes you need to replace certain parts of your life to form your life around your future entrepreneur goals, right? The other thing I wanted to say to those of you who are in the planning phase, look at your week-to-week life. What I would recommend to a lot of you is to, I just dropped my notebook. What I recommend to a lot of you is to start putting that in your calendar, a time slot for your business. Because again, if we want to build our business, if we want to build good habits in place to work on our businesses, we want to put that on paper because it becomes more permanent, right? And then we are going to set aside time to make our goals and ambitions happen, right? The part two to planning in this phase and stage that you're in is also strategizing and maybe looking at how your Etsy shop is going to come together in the audiences that you serve. And that's where I recommend a lot of people to start is maybe figuring out 5 different niches that you're looking to sell in. These can be hobbies of customers that you're looking to sell to. This can be maybe what people identify as. Maybe they are a mom, so you're going to create gifts for moms in your Etsy shop. That is so important. And with print on demand, there's a whole world of products you can create for, right? If you look into maybe the teaching niche, you see that maybe a lot of teachers are buying journals or tote bags or mugs or t-shirts and sweatshirts. Those are opportunities and products we can look into. So always start with the niche and then go to products and look for that market demand in those niches you're looking to sell to. So that's really important when you're in the planning stage of your business. Outside of that, we're going to go into phase and stage 2. Okay, so now that we are in stage and phase 2, I wanted to run down exactly the ways that I would launch my new shop. What I would do personally is, first off, I would start as soon as I can. So I do have a free resource, a full free crash course down below if you haven't started your print-on-demand business yet. So the next thing I am going to suggest is to start listing right off the jump. As far as other tutorials, I have one I'll link above on how I list currently, and then I have a sped up workflow process that's going to be posting later on. When you are listing for your Etsy shop, a lot of people ask at this stage, okay, once I start listing, what should I be listing? How many listings should I be making every single week and every single month on Etsy? First off, it depends on your goals for your Etsy and print-on-demand business. If you are looking to maybe make this a side income, an additional income stream, maybe at the 4 to 5 figure mark, you could do a few hundred listings in the next 365 days. If you're looking to maybe hit that 5 and 6 figure mark in your business, typically a lot of sellers I've worked with go over 500 listings to 1,000 plus listings in their shop. The one thing I also want to mention here that's very, very important is when I'm throwing out all of these listing numbers, I also want you to put in perspective that a lot of these sellers I've worked with, they grew their shops over time. They did not have 500 listings in their first month. It was 500 listings maybe after a whole year or 2 years. So if I were just starting, I personally would only do 1 to 2 listings a day. And honestly, when I was working my 9 to 5, I wasn't able to list every single day. This is going to apply differently to everyone's lifestyle and what they can manage. So just keep that in mind at this point of the video. So the third part to launching your shop that I would recommend and what I would do if I started off was I would have a grand opening sale for my first month. I would create a banner for a grand opening sale, and then I would also put that in my announcement to offer a special discount that's a little bit higher in order to maybe bring in new customers so that customers see, hey, this shop is new on Etsy. I want to support that shop and their small business, right? That's something that's very important when you first start off, is building that brand trust with customers when you don't have any reviews. One thing that I am also going to mention here is shop branding. This is very important as well. So you want to establish your shop. You want to have your logo filled out on your Etsy shop. You want to also have maybe a selfie of you in the about area and your little icon for your profile. You also want to have that banner completed as well. This is going to establish brand trust for your shop to your customers. As a seller, we want to extend the hand of trust because a lot of customers are not going to be too excited about purchasing from a shop that has no sales, no reviews on Etsy. We want to give them the idea that we are human behind the screen. And then we also want to allow them to have the opportunity to return or exchange. Now, I know this is scary for a lot of new sellers, but return and exchange is so vital to offer to your customers when you start off because it's going to increase your conversion rates of your listings and then get you those first few customers on your shop. You will be surprised on how many customers will purchase from you when you extend that hand of trust at the beginning. Okay, so the third phase that we are going to be going over is the scale phase. Once you see sales coming through, typically at that stage of sales coming through, you want to scale the products that are selling. So if you're selling a t-shirt and you have a best-selling t-shirt that is maybe a funny quote on that t-shirt for a teacher, then you want to scale that to maybe 4 other products is what I recommend to those of you. So this might seem a little bit crazy. Some people might be like, okay, Heather, where are you going with this? 4 other products, I just can't envision that. But here are the easy swap outs. So you would maybe, instead of a t-shirt, what about a long sleeve t-shirt? What about a tank top? What about a sweatshirt, a hoodie? There's so many products we can scale out and you don't need to add it all to that listing. I would create other listings. And guess what? You may get sales from that best-selling design. And in fact, this happened to me in multiple of my best sellers. So you want to scale out those winning products and designs. In this method, we are basically horizontally scaling. Now, this is where I'm going to introduce vertical scaling versus horizontal scaling. Horizontal scaling is simply scaling your machines out. Every single listing that you create on Etsy is basically a machine, right? It is working for us. It is getting sales, it's getting visibility, it's getting traffic. So we want to scale that out. The second method is vertical scaling. So this is adding more power to that listing basically. So how can we do that? And some ways to do that is simply by using ads on that listing, right? If we know this listing is converting maybe at 2 to 4%, so every 100 customers that view that listing, 2 customers are going to purchase from that listing. So how can we scale this listing up? We can add ads to that listing. We can advertise that listing on Etsy with Etsy ads. And then also we can go to social media. So what about free traffic sources? There's social media that you can go on. You can also use UGC creators. You can also do influencers. There's just so many ways that we can add power to our listings that are already selling on Etsy. That's essentially scaling methods and a simplified format. I will say it's more than just scaling out the product that is doing well. You can scale out a niche, you can scale out a design, a product. There's so many ways that we can horizontally scale, right, and add more machines. If you made it to the end of this video, write and let me know that you watched this video in full to say, I'm starting in 2025, and I will know that you are going to make a change and start those actions. Please go into and go through my print on demand crash course. It's a completely free course, and you can learn what you don't know, maybe about print on demand that's keeping you hesitant from starting. I am wishing you all the most success this year in your businesses. Please let me know if you have any questions down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video on the way out so it shares to more people who are looking to start this year. And I will see you all in the next video here.